Hello everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Mountain Made Creations. I'm Jill. If you're new here, welcome. All right, we're gonna get right into it because this is probably not gonna take too long because it's a pretty good, simple project. But we're gonna be making a square sign, and this is, I believe, a 12 by 12 wood panel from Amazon. And I have already stained and sealed. This was stained with gray Minwax wood stain, and it's just a wooden panel. So what we're going to do is I'm not even going to paint the back of it because I just want the background to be this gray. I think it would be really pretty. So we're going to jump in on this, but first let me show you a couple things from Essential Stencils. Since this is a stencil from them, this is what the finished project will look like, except my sign's not going to be framed. And it's a layered stencil. So we're going to be using 3 different stencils to make this, which makes it super easy and fun to do, and it looks so good. And the Bear stencil is a layered stencil as well, so they turn out so pretty. And Essential Stencil has very good quality stencils, very durable and reusable. You can wash them. I don't normally wash mine, but it's okay. So they have just released a fall bundle, and they also had released the primitive bundle, and you can get the bundle or you can buy them separate. It's cheaper to buy the bundle if you think you would want all of them. I am an ambassador for Essential Stencil, which means that I get a small commission if you purchase through my link, which I will link in the comments below. But if you use Create With Me 10, you'll get 10% off your purchase. Even the stencils are on sale. I think the fall bundle is on sale already. You'll also get 10% off of that sale price if you use my code. So it's a really good deal. A few stencils that they have is this welcome stencil, and you have 7 different little pictures to put where the O goes in welcome. So a super cute little door hanger. This will make a cute door hanger for Halloween or pumpkin or whatever you want to put there. I'm going to be making this probably this week. They also have this cute Halloween stencil. It's a layered stencil also. And look at the different ways you can use it. Super, super cute. And I'm telling you, these stencils are a great deal. And this is going to be a door hanger I'll probably create this week also. And then they have the fall bundle that they released has fall transfers, and some of these transfers, you guys, are so cute. They have gnomes, and they have the fall trees. They have pumpkins. I mean, look at these cute gnomes. Oh my goodness. So I'll be making something with this week also. So, and this comes with 2 sheets. You get these 2 sheets in there. And the primitive bundle, I think, is one of my favorites. I just got it in, and it has, this is the whole bundle that I'm going to show you. But it comes with the 2 willow trees. It comes with the salt box houses. So it comes with 2 different houses, and these are layered houses. And then it has this adorable sheep. And it's layered, so you can put on his little feet and his head. And it comes in 2 sizes, a bigger size and a smaller size. And then it has the crows, which I absolutely love the crows. And it has the large ones and the small ones as well. And it comes with these primitive shapes. It's stars and hearts. And it comes with all different sizes, but this is so cute. You guys, so cute. So if you're interested, Create With Me 10, you can save 10% plus whatever the sale price is. So we're going to get started on this one. I know it's Christmas that we're doing today, but it's going to be here in 5 months. So we're going to go ahead and get started on Christmas, but I am going to go back to making fall. I have a couple of fall stencils coming in this week as well, but I do cut my own stencils. But sometimes if Essential Stencil has such a good deal and so many cute things, I just buy from them. Their shipping is fast, and they're just pretty amazing. Their stencils are great quality, and they have brushes. So I've always used their stencil brushes, and they're flat and they're kind of stiff. These are good brushes to use if you're stenciling. Let me share this out. I hope I'm on the right page. Yep, there we are. if you're not in Jill's Creative Side, go join that group because we do giveaways over there, and I do special sales over there sometimes. And we just did a giveaway for the July top 10 contributors, and that lucky person won an ornament, and they can either have it custom made with their photo or a completed one that I already have. So yeah, make sure you join that group if you're not already in there, and make sure you answer the 2 questions. Because there's so many scammers out there, I have to ask questions to make sure people are legit. Anyway, so we're going to get started on this right now. So like I said, we have the 12-inch wood panel, and it's stained in gray, and we're going to keep it stained in gray. Let me put you down a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. And so this, so this is a layered stencil, and it has on each stencil, it says layer 1, layer 2. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's like engraved in the stencil, and it has these little marks up here where you can line your stencil up. So their stencils are amazing. So we're gonna start with layer 1. And I hope y'all can see okay. If you are on, let me know you're on, and I don't know if I can see comments, so I'll try to keep an eye on it. If you have questions, just let me know, and if I don't see comments, I'll go back and answer your questions once the live is over. So what I'm going to do is I have a piece of tinfoil where I put my paint. The 3 colors I'm using are Waverly chalk paint in Crimson Red and Folk Art White Adirondack chalk paint, and Fern, which is Waverly chalk paint in Fern. So those are the 3 colors. So the first stencil, and it has on here like layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, so you know where you're at and what colors you want to use. So on layer 1, I'm gonna put this down. I actually need to layer 3 first. I just want to make sure that I have it lined up correctly up against the piece of wood. So I'm just putting this one down here so I can get it lined up on the wood. Since it fits this piece of wood perfectly, I want to make sure that I put the first layer down in the right place, if that makes sense. All right, and I'm going to try to get this lined up correctly. I think what I need to do is mark my marks first on this one, because this one goes all the way to the bottom and the other one doesn't. So that's what we're doing. And so I'm just going to mark this. I don't know if I'll be able to see that. I'm going to mark this with the chalk. And I think I'm just going to put a mark at the top because, like I said, that other one doesn't go all the way to the bottom like this one does, and I want to make sure that I have these correctly. So I'm just going to line up the marks that I made and the top of the stencil, and then we should be good. So everything looks lined up really good. All right, guys, that's all I'm doing is trying to line this up. Once I get this done, we will get started. Okay, I have that lined up pretty decent, I think. And once I get one of them on here and get going, the other ones will be easier. All right, so I'm taping this to the wood just like this, and I'm gonna start with green for the trees and this wreath. And so we're using the Waverly Fern And I do have some water in a coffee can that I'll put my brushes in once I get finished. And so I'm going to start out using this brush here. It's a 3/4 inch Essential stencil brush. And so basically I just use the paint from the lid. Let me make sure I've got everything in so you can see what I'm doing. I am going to wear gloves so I don't get paint all over my hands, even though it does wash right off. Normally if I'm just down here, I'm just winging it with no gloves. So I'm just going to dab the brush in there. You don't want to put that much paint on this stencil because it will bleed. So you want to offload your paint from the brush. And that may sound silly, but you really don't want to put a soaking wet brush of paint on here because it will bleed. And you will see that you don't use a whole lot of paint when you're using stencils. So I'm going to go ahead and just start putting down the green. And I don't have to worry about anything because this whole layer is green. So I don't have to change colors on this layer. Oops, I think I moved the stencil. There we go. I did move it. Let me take that down a little bit more. I hope y'all had a good day today. It's been a cool weekend. The weather has been amazing. Finally, that humidity went away for a little while anyways. I'm sure it's going to get hot again, but man, it has been super hot here. And I haven't dipped my brush in that paint yet. The lid again, I'm still using what I offloaded. Now I'm going to dip it in again, just barely. And then I'm going to offload. So you guys let me know if you're commenting, or let me know if you're watching. Comment, let me know so I can see if I can see comments. A lot of times I can't see them. And right now I don't think I can. So that's all right. I can go back and answer questions. But I am so ready for fall. I have been making fall door hangers and I'm just excited about fall. And so also, Essential Stencil has a monthly Stencil of the Month Club. And if you join using my code, I think you can get the small set. There's two, there's a premium and then there's another one. I think you can get that little one, the little set for free if you use my code. I think that's how it goes. But I will share a link to that too if you're interested. This month just shipped. And I can't wait to get it. I should get it this week. And it's fall, so I'm excited about that. All right, so I'm just holding this up, looking to make sure that everything is covered in the green that should be. And I'm going to go back over it just a little bit right here. And basically, I'm just doing like circles, going one way and then back the other way. Super easy to do these stencils. A lot of the stencils that I make, because my stencils, the thickness is not as thick as these, I use the makeup sponge. But I think that on their stencils, using the brush, the stencil brush is a whole lot easier and faster. And I haven't really had any trouble with their stencils or having any issues with their stencils. All right, so let's look and see. And that looks good, so I'm going to pull this one off, and I'm going to set it aside, and we'll put the next layer on. I am going to hit this with a little bit of heat first, and just to get this dry, and I'm going to put a little baby wipe on my brush so it doesn't dry out. I'm just going to, just in case I need to go back over anything green. So I'm just wrapping it in that, and I'm going to set it to the side. And I'm going to fold this aluminum foil, and I'm going to hit this with a little bit of heat just to dry it a little bit. I usually put it in front of the fan when I'm doing multiple projects. But since we're live, we're just going to hit this with a little bit of heat and continue on. This dries really fast because it's chalk paint, and chalk paint dries pretty fast. All right. And like I said, I will put the links to everything in the comments below and all that good stuff. So Create With Me 10 is the code. All right, so this is stencil number 2, and it says layer 2. I don't know if y'all can see that. So I'm just gonna lay this down, and I'm gonna match it up with the marks that I made in chalk, just so I know I'm in the right place. And you can kind of see where you are on your image too when you're lining it up. All right, so that looks good. So I'm going to tape this down. I'm going to go ahead and tape it a couple times just so it doesn't move. And we have like that. So if it moves while you're painting, you can have like a shadow or you don't want to do that. All right. Now let me see. That looks good. All right, and so all of this layer is going to be red. And so it's that second layer. So we're going to do all red with that. So I'm going to use the same brush. Well, no, this is actually 7/8 stencil brush. We're going to use the Crimson Waverly chalk paint in Crimson for this one. I probably don't even need to use the glove, but we're going to go with it just in case. And again, I'm just going to use the paint from the lid, and I'm going to put that on. I'm just going to dab it on here. You don't want to use that much. You want to offload that. So I'm just going to offload it over here on this tin foil, aluminum foil, just like that. And then I'm just going to start going in circles. I go one way and then I go back the other way. I'm not kidding y'all. Christmas will be here before you know it. It's crazy. And so there are bridges on here, and I'm going to, you know, you want to be careful when you have little pieces going one way like that. You don't want to move those. So I'm just kind of going out from the ends. If you do a circular motion where you have those bridges, you could move those, and then you would have a boo-boo. So we're just going to do it in circles. I'm going to go away from the bridges like this. And we'll probably do a couple coats on the red. And some people go back and fill in where the bridges are. I normally don't, but you certainly can if you don't like the look of them, but really they're not that noticeable. And bridges is what holds certain things in the center of your stencil. Like if you cut out and you didn't have the bridges for that wreath would fall out. It keeps the insides together. Same as letters. If you cut a stencil on the Cricut or on your cutting machine and you didn't have bridges, then the insides of your letters would fall out. I may have had too much paint on that one. I hope it didn't bleed, but if it did, we can fix it. All right, I'm gonna check it out, see what this looks like. That looks so good. I'm gonna go over that cardinal one more time. And you can buy stencil brushes anywhere, but they're pretty inexpensive on Essential Stencil, and I love the quality of them. Now these layered stencils, I haven't really messed with the layered stencils when I cut my own yet. It's a little bit more to it, and theirs are amazing, and I really, really, really like how they turn out. I was really surprised with the bear one. The one with the bear was really complex, and I was like, oh, I wasn't sure about it, but it turned out really good. Okay. It looks like everything looks really good so far. Now, if I dry this and it looks like I need to go back over it, I can go back over it. I'm going to just lay the stencil back down and go back over it. And so, let me put that up. So there we have this. And like, I must have went under some of those bridges, which is good. So now I'm going to take a detail brush and I'm going to fill in those bridges and show you how to do that. So let me show you what we have so far. How pretty is that, you guys? It's coming right along. So I'm just going to take a really small stencil detail brush. And this is pretty small. And I'm just going to dab it in this red paint, and I'm just going to dab where that bridge was. All I'm doing is dabbing. I don't have a real steady hand to be able to do kind of like a, a straight line. I don't think that my straight line would be that straight. So I need a little bit more red paint. And like I said, I normally don't even do the bridges, so I'm just going to get a little bit of paint on here, not much, and I'm just going to dab. Thank you, Marianne. You're so sweet. And so we're just going to dab, dab, dab where that stencil bridge was. And like I said, you don't have to do this. I normally don't, because I don't think you can really notice the bridges that much. So, but since I kind of messed that one up, I wanted to go ahead and fill that in. And I'll show you what we have. So there's that. All right, so I'm gonna dry this a little bit, and then we're gonna start on the third layer. And y'all, it's that easy. I mean, it's so easy. I am gonna start venturing out doing my own layered stencils at some point. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this in a baby wipe just so I don't get the brush dried out in case I need to use that again. Okay, so now we're gonna do white. And the white is gonna be layer 3 over here. So we're gonna do all white on this one. So let's line this up with what we have. And this one should be fairly easy to line up because you have what you just painted to go by to make sure you have it just right. And y'all, these are so fun. I absolutely love doing these because you can get, you know, creative. You can use your own colors. You don't have to use the colors they say to use, but I thought I did a door hanger on this one. I can show it to you when we get finished. I haven't put a bow or sealed it yet, but you can do your own colors. I just used the same, but on the door hanger, I painted it dark gray. And at first I thought that was going to be too dark, but it actually turned out really pretty. I just need to get a bow on it and seal it. All right, so here is the stencil for the third layer, and we're going to paint everything white. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use the paint in the lid. And I'm going to get me a brush, and this is a 7/8 stencil brush. I thought I was going to get to mow today, but it looks like it's getting cloudy again. All right, so this is the Folk Art chalk paint in white Adirondack. And so I'm just going to use the lid and dab some paint on here, and then I'm going to offload it. I'm just offloading it on this leftover foil. And I'll go ahead and put the glove on. Making sure I got this thing lined up just right. All right, so now offloading, and then I'm going to start painting, and I'm just going to go ahead and start up here. And I'm just, again, going in the circular motions. Let me take a peek. Oh, y'all, that looks so good. And so I'm just going one direction, and then I go back the other direction. And I'm going to be careful at the bird's feet, because I don't want to move his feet the wrong way and get paint under it, and then you won't see his little legs. And I do sell all of these signs. You can check them out on my website, and I can put that in the link in the comments below, where everything is listed. If you just want to see what all I make, you can check that out there. I used to just do the door hangers, but these square wooden signs have been really popular. All right, so we're going to go back up here, go over these. And again, you don't want to put a whole lot of paint on your brush. That's why I'm just dabbing on the lid. And then offloading on the foil. You can use a paper towel or whatever you have. And I'm not really using a whole lot of pressure either. There's really no need to use a ton of pressure. And I didn't get it all the way to the bottom, but that's okay. I can go back and paint that actually. I could move it down and paint it, which that's what I might do. But I'll go ahead and finish this up. I'm going to go ahead and go over everything except for that red right now, because I don't think it's all the way dry. So I'm going to let that sit for a minute, do everything else, and come back to that. See, I didn't get the stencil all the way to the very bottom, so I may just come back in and just move this down a little bit and get the bottom, just where it, so the sign's not showing at the very bottom. It's looking a little cloudy out there, guys. We went out to eat with the family last night and had so much fun. got to see my nieces and nephews and my little 2-year-old niece and my niece Nevaeh. I always love spending time with family. All right. This is such a pretty stencil. I love it. And you can use anything. You can put this on canvas or on wood. I just always use wood most of the time. And I'm going to go over that green a little bit again before I do the red. The red tends to smear a little, and that's why I'm going to do that last. Get everything else good and white. It's hard to think about snow when it's been so hot here, but it'll be here before you know it, y'all. I'm telling you, time is flying. I can't believe it's August already. School's going back in 2 weeks here. I don't know about where you guys are, but I know we got Marianne's a teacher. When do you go back to school, Marianne? My niece goes back in 2 weeks, but she loves school, so. All right. Now we're gonna go over the red sections. Hopefully they don't smear too bad, but so far they look good. And I can hit them with the dryer a little bit too if I need to, because sometimes the red does smear a little bit. So that's what I'll probably do. Take a peek and then we'll go back over it. Y'all, this looks so good. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. All right, I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of heat. Go over this again. Go over the trees. I love this stencil, you guys. It is so pretty. I'm just thankful that we live in a place where we get to see and experience all the seasons. I think it's, I don't know. I just like being able to see all 4 seasons, even though sometimes they might run together a little bit. Weather gets a little weird here in Virginia. And once I get this one done, I'll probably take it out and spray coat a top sealer on it. And then I'll go over it with spar urethane, and that brushes on. And the reason I spray it first is because if you don't, sometimes it'll smear the paint. And I've done that several times, but normally if you spray it, I don't have any issues. Okay, so everything looks good except that one spot. So we're gonna dry that one spot. And then I'm gonna paint over it again. 18th, first day for students, okay. It sounds about like what Nevaeh is going back. Make sure all my little snow dots are good. Yeah, this is looking so good. But I'm telling you, I'm probably going to move that stencil down and do the very bottom. You know what? I may go ahead and just do that now. That way that can be drying. And then I'll move it back up. So I'll show you. So basically, I didn't get it all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and move the stencil down and paint that white. That way, it comes all the way to the bottom. But I'm only going to do that very bottom, or I'm going to attempt to do that very bottom just to get it off all the way to the very edge of the bottom. And I'm just dabbing in here, getting a little bit, and I'm going to offload it. And then I'm just going to come in here and try to get the very bottom without screwing this up or getting it into anything else. I'm just wondering if I just do it without the stencil, how that would work. Well, that works. So what I'm doing, and I'm gonna put that up. What I'm doing is I'm just going on the bottom. It's easier to do that than it is to use this stencil. And I did get some paint where the gray is, and I can get that right off of there without any issues. And I'm going to use a little detail brush to get these bridges done. So again, I'm just using a small detail brush. I'm going to dab it in this paint. And then I'm just going to dab, dab, dab on the bridge lines. And when that dries, you should not even be able to see that. Okay, now I think I'm going to go back over that one part where the cardinal is, because the red smeared a little bit. Y'all, how stinking cute is that? Oh my goodness. All right, so what I'm gonna do is dry this a little bit on the bottom. And then I'm gonna put this stencil back down very carefully where the bird is. Might help if I do the right side. So I'm just gonna lay it back down and get the bird where it needs to be, and then go back over that part again, because I believe it's dry now. So I'm just gonna put my brush in, and I'm gonna go over this part too a little bit. All right, I think he is good. Now for the part that I got on the gray when I was trying to do the bottom, so let me show you what we have here, y'all. This is so cute. I love this stencil. So what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna take a disinfectant wipe, and you can use like the Lysol wipes. This is the Sam's brand, and this will take that paint right off of there. So I'm just gonna go right on that gray part and try to get some of that off where I didn't want that. But I don't want to get where the paint should be. So it comes right off. And then comes right off. All right, guys, this one is done. How stinking cute is that? Now I need to wipe off the chalk. And then I will go out, and you could put something up here like, you could put like letters up here, like Merry Christmas or anything at the top if you want, because it looks like it needs something up here. So I may put some words up here, blessed or greetings, or, you know, whatever. But y'all, how stinking cute is this? Let me grab the door hanger and show you that too, because that turned out really cute. And I'm gonna go ahead now and put my brushes in this water so that they don't dry out, because you always want to make sure your brushes are cleaned so you don't lose them. Hang on. Here's the door hanger I did. How cute is that, y'all? So we've got a door hanger and we've got a square sign. Super cute, you guys. I'm loving how these turned out. So yeah, I need to seal this and then put a bow on it. But yeah, this is super cute. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, if you're interested in Essential Stencil, I'll put the link in the comments. And my code is CreateWithMe10, and you'll get 10% off. Even if it's on sale, you'll still get 10% off of whatever that sale price is. So yeah. Ooh, Silent Night. I like that, Marianne. That's a great idea. I'll have to do that. I'll measure the space that I have and then cut out Silent Night. That's awesome. I like that. Thank you, Marianne. She's so creative. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. And if you do get stencils and you make something, post them on the page. I'd love to see it. Or post them over on Jill's creative side in my private group. So anyway, you guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let's end with a devotional, and I'll get off of here. So today is August 3rd. Happy birthday to my brother Kenny. We celebrated our birthdays yesterday. Mine was yesterday, his is today, but we're 6 years apart, so. And I've always, ever since we were little, loved celebrating our birthdays together. I don't know why, just always like that. All right, so August 3rd says surrender. Anyway, this is God's Way, Day by Day by Charles Stanley. I think this, I'm not even sure where this came from. I've had it forever. So August 3rd, it says surrender. God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Therefore, submit to God. James 4:6-7. As long as a drowning man thinks he can help himself, he is dangerous to anyone who tries to help him. His tendency is to grab the one trying to aid him and take them both down in the process. The correct procedure is to stay far enough away so that he can't grab you. Then you wait. And when he finally gives up, you make your move. At that point, the one drowning is pliable. He won't work against you. He will let you help. The same principle holds true in our relationship with the Holy Spirit. Until we give up, we aren't really in a position to be helped. We will work against him rather than with him. Surrender to his will follows the surrender of our own. Surrender to his will follows the surrender of our own. So yeah, sometimes you just have to say, I need help. And just go to God in prayer, because it does work. And like they preached about today was, love thy neighbor. So I got a lot, I took in a lot from today's sermon. It was really good. So just remember, look out for your neighbors, meet them, talk to them, all that good stuff. My neighbors are pretty far away because we live in the country, but I do know them. I do know their names. They actually went to school with my dad. So anyway, just get out there and meet people. That's what it's all about, right? Just helping one another. All right, guys, that is it for today. I hope you have a great day. If you have a prayer request, shoot me a message and I'll be happy to pray for you. I don't even need to know what it's about. You just say, hey, can you pray for me? And I will do that. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend and enjoy your day. And I will talk to you guys soon. Y'all take care.